You're listening to the Radio Wammo Breakfast, only on Kiwi.
Well, another issue of Mind Food. In fact, the final Mind Food for the year has just come out this week. The editor, of course, is Michael McHugh, and joins us this morning to talk about the latest edition and also a visit to the White House, I reckon, is what we're also going to be talking about. Good morning to you, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Of course, I mentioned the White House because Michelle Obama is on the front of this.
That's right.
Now,
it was kind of... Sorry?
Well, I was just going to say, how did she end up on the front?
Well, kind of interesting. We do regular surveys online at mindfood.com, and she won easily all year by, at least 50%. And as the year went on, you could just tell that more and more people were more sort of interested about her and more engaged and wanted to know more about her. So we started a Michelle file, and basically anything we came across, whether it was an image or a photo or a news story, and I had friends all around the world sending me stuff, and that's how she became our Christmas cover.
I see. And did you get an interview with her, or how has it all been
No,
compiled?
it doesn't quite happen like that, no. But I'm sure we actually sent her the magazine, and we'll be sending her this issue as well. Yeah. But we got the Annie Leibovitz shot, which we're very proud of, because that was the one that featured on the cover of American Vogue. And that has never been released before, so it's a bit of a coup for a New Zealand magazine to have that.
Oh, very cool. And it features many images of her inside it as well, but in various sort of situations, I suppose, over the past year?
That's right. Well, we spread it across 12 pages, and we broke it down in terms of her role as a mother and a fashion icon and all the different international heads of state that she's met across the year and the different things and charities she sort of backed. And it's extraordinary. We probably could have given it another 12 pages because there were so many photographs, and it was harder to choose what didn't go in, what actually made it in. What
makes her better than the previous one?
The issue?
No. I'm talking about Mrs. Bush.
Then Laura Bush.
Yeah.
I think the thing is with Michelle Obama, I think she has a real connection with people on many, many different levels. I think mums with kids can identify with her because that's obviously, she, first and foremost, she always says she's a mum to her two girls. I think she also has the age benefit. I think Laura Bush was slightly older, and I think less people could kind of identify with her. And also Laura Bush was very shy. You've got to remember, she was a librarian for many, many years. Whereas Michelle Obama, worked as a lawyer. She worked in administration capacity in Chicago. She's very good at sort of connecting with people and reaching out to people. And I think she's kind of... she gets in there, rolls her sleeves up, and she says it how it is, which I think people like. She's not a fake.
Now, in your editorial, you said that you actually visited the White House. When did you do that?
That's right, many, many years ago. Well, it was actually 18 years ago. No, it wasn't. It was 17 years ago. Our daughter Lillian was born in London, and as we were move back to New Zealand, friends of ours lived in Washington. And we stayed with them, and a friend of theirs worked at the White House, so... we got in and we had lunch there at the President's private dining room, and it was an extraordinary experience. But, we had a brand new baby who was not only sort of 3 months old. So to be really honest, our focus and mind was somewhere else because it was the first time we'd left her alone. And, we sort of look back at those times, and as I was putting that issue together, I thought it was kind of strange. Here I am working on an issue with the, First Lady of the White House, and having been there and visited it is impressive, and it's everything you can imagine it to be.
Yeah.
But our mind was obviously elsewhere.
I'd imagine though the decor might be slightly different these days, perhaps a little bit funkier, maybe.
Yeah, you'd hope so. I think they've actually changed a lot of the art collection. I know that they've had people helping them change that, and I think it's become much more modern. And in fact, they've been criticised with some of their choices because I think they've become a lot more populist rather than fairly traditional.
Okay.
But it was a very traditional kind of decor. That's what I remember. Huge, but very sort of traditional.
Do you remember what you had to eat?
I do, and I've written about it.
What was it?
I had a salad and fish and a bread roll. It's so weird, I remember the bread roll and a glass of wine.
Was it white bread?
It was.
Yeah.
They hadn't hit the wholemeal steaks at that stage.
No. Wow, I mean, what an experience! I mean, it must have been not kind of been easy to get in as well. I mean, the security.
No, it wasn't. And our contact had known sort of the number 3 in the Bush administration, and that's how we were sort of in there. But it was a crazy time because it was sort of 10 days later, Clinton had won the election, so you almost could sort of feel that, that they knew that they were coming out and there was going to be another, crowd coming in. But everything had the presidential seal on it, plates and glasses and napkins and, just absolutely everything. And it was quite small. It was actually much smaller than I thought it would be.
Right. Did you pocket any of it? I mean, did you come away with a memento?
No. It did sort of come through my mind, but no. There's security everywhere, so they'd be watching, they watch every move.
I mean, apart from, obviously, the memories of being there, do they give you anything to say that you have been to the White House?
Yeah, they do. And at that stage, he loved M&Ms, the lollies.
Yeah.
And so there was a special sort of packet of M&Ms with the president's seal on it, and we were given a packet of that, and, yeah.
Oh,
but they were scoffed in the taxi.
Oh, you did eat them?
I know. So we didn't even keep those. But it's funny, isn't it? As new parents, I don't know, your brain cells go somewhere else, I think. And so, as fabulous as it was, I think if I went now, it would be a completely different experience.
No doubt.
But it would be very different because the Obamas, I think, were much more interesting and engaging.
Yeah. Well, just getting back to the latest issue, food is a big part of it because, of course, Christmas coming up, and basically you've got almost a Christmas menu going on as well, don't you?
That's right. We've got a 50-page cookbook, and it's fantastic. We've actually built it up as, Christmas starts here, and we take you right through from, entrees to starters to mains and even leftovers, our favourite desserts, and we've spent months sort of putting this together. It took us 6 days to shoot it, and 50 pages of your favourite Christmas recipes.
Did anyone get to eat the food after?
We all did.
Yeah?
Although we didn't actually try the ham, and I was looking at the ham shot last night, and I thought, God, we were told when the ham came into the office.
Definitely.
Because the ham looks good.
And because the price of ham is only going to go up from now on, isn't it?
Well, actually, we've made the recipes as easy as you can, so a lot of it is just store-bought stuff, and a lot of it is assembled, so it's nice and easy.
Yeah, certainly. I felt inspired by just flicking through it, so hopefully I'm going to try some of those in the next month or so. Hey, thanks, Michael. And then I guess a next issue out sort of late December, I suppose, for the new year.
14th of December is the next one.
Yeah.
So we've got the first one, big Christmas one, out today, and then that's out for 6 weeks, and then we come in just before real Christmas Day.
And then that's the first decade of this century gone.
I know. There it is.
Incredible.
It is amazing, actually.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks, Michael. It sounds like you're doing your shopping now, are you?
Do you know, I am actually in the supermarket, not to check on our magazine, but to buy breakfast. How's that?
What's for breakfast? Croissants?
Yogurt and nuts.
Very good. All right.
I went particularly to the wine section because I thought no one will buy wine in the morning, and it'll be really quiet. And of course, what do? The trolleys arrive.
Oh, right, of course. But you'll be getting all sorts of weird looks buying wine at that time of the morning.
I'm moving now.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, have a great week.
Michael,
Thanks
you
a
too. See ya.
Bye.
Michael McHugh from Mind Food, as he was saying, the latest issue with Michelle Obama on the front. A track now from Electric Wire Hustle. Pause for effect. This is called They Don't Want. 3 away from 8. Ariel Al with us after 8 o'clock. Talking politics with Phil Goff as well.